or die.
In the mists and shadows, as minds are broken, to flame and shadow are all awoken. As Barovia burns throughout the night, the cogs still turn, the furnace bright. A madness steals a mage's power. Strahd's dark clock doth strike the hour. Welcome, dear friends, to Curse of Strahd. You may be thinking, who is this strange, unbearded, ponytailed man that I see before you? But 'tis I, Corporal Fun, Mark Sherlock Holmes, your Dungeon Master, in a fresh face, a fresh guise, and joining me, looking like their usual wonderful selves, my players.
Wait a second.
I like how, yeah, look at this guy. Dun, dun. Perfect.
Pretty good timing.
Very good timing. We have Rhiannon Gower, Tom Hazel,
Hello.
Katie Morrison, Chris Trott, and Kim Richards. Welcome, friends.
And Mochi.
And Mochi. Welcome to a very burpy Curse of Strahd's, and we are ready to play some D&D. I've got the soccer haircut rocking. How is everyone else today?
Nice.
I've got to have a haircut.
Yep. You scum. You
You
don't need a haircut. You just had your haircut,
Got a
Ree.
wig.
It's getting
You gotta
all
wait,
long in
just
the back
wait.
here. I'm getting like a
Yeah,
mullet
you're
going
getting
on now.
used to it. Getting used to that
You
short
know what
buzz.
that is?
You got the fresh shave.
Pure laziness. That's I haven't washed my hair. Laziness.
I should
That's
get.
what that is.
I should bust out the Renoa wig sometime and just put that on. Nice. Right.
God.
Well, enough of these burps. We have a spooky game of D&D to play. The only other thing to mention is don't forget this weekend. It is not a regular Erois episode because we are taking part in D&D Celebration, which begins tomorrow on twitch.tv/DND. It's a whole new celebration of all different stream games. They're going to be talking about Rime of the Frost Maiden and the brand new D&D book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Come and check it out. We will have a game at 4 p.m. on Sunday, UK time. So that's 4 p.m., not 5 p.m. It's an hour early. Spread the word, tweet it, Reddit it, Facebook it, buy an air balloon and hang a banner and sail it over your hometown. Everything you can, let people know. 4 p.m., not 5 p.m. this Sunday for High Rollers. But also on Saturday, you can check out Kim playing in a game with a bunch of very awesome people. Some folks that we have, Kim and I have played with Aoife Wilson. I can never pronounce her name. I always worry.
Aoife. Like Tifa.
Yeah.
Aoife.
But without the T.
Aoife.
So you can check that out at 4 p.m. Our UK time on the Saturday. And then at midnight on Sunday, you can check another game with me. That one is pre-recorded. I'm not staying up that late for the Knights of Evening Star campaign as well. So lots of D&D this weekend. Come and check that out. Nightjar has done a
Also-
command. What?
I just want to say.
That was
What was that?
Wow.
He didn't even
What was that?
say it.
It's
What was
fine,
that,
carry on. I'm trying to cover. Oh, God.
I just want to make
So
a point.
I'm
I'm just going to make
actually
one little point here.
Yes.
Thanks, Chris Trott. My point is that on Saturday's game, I am bringing back an old character. I am bringing back our dearly lovable scamp of a friend, Boomer.
You're fucking
So
playing
Boomer
Fucking, I knew
is
you'd be playing
going to Icewind Dale on a little holiday with some new friends, and he's going to get up to lots of mischief. So
no,
do
I'm
tune
really-
into the Saturday game.
I'm very sorry to any of the other players joining Kim
Yeah, I
in that
know.
game.
I did run it past the DM.
Oh, Chris
and the
Trott,
DM
have you
was very
silenced me and
excited.
hidden my face?
Your thumb face.
yeah, I did.
Chris Trott, every
Yeah.
week
Do the
I
thumb thing
work
again.
really
Do the
hard
thumb thing
to
again.
run D&D for you. Twice a week,
too.
actually. Twice a week I run D&D
Yeah.
for you so that you can have a lovely time, you can enjoy it, have a fun game of D&D. And all you do is mock me. Why do you hate me? Why do you make such fun of me? Why are you a bully? Right, enough.
Man, that
Enough
got
of
real
these
for a
shenanigans.
second.
Oh no!
I took a drink at
No.
the wrong moment.
No shenanigans. You
Oh,
just double
God.
take. You just spit take it.
I almost had to. Oh, God.
Oh,
Right.
no.
Oh, dear.
Right. Shall we play
You ready
D&D?
for the intro? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Whoa!
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Not it.
Last time on Curse of Strahd. In the mist-filled land of Barovia, a secret plane ruled by Count Strahd von Zarovich, our party seek a way to destroy the Vampire Lord forever. They met with a mage who had lost their memories and seemingly been driven to madness. They convinced this strange wizard that they meant no harm, and he provided them with shelter and safety for the night in his magical mansion. Recounting his tragic tale and hearing the parties in return, as well as giving them an opportunity for bathing, for food, and a good night's rest. However, he awakens them in a hurry, sending them outside his magical mansion to witness the dark sky being lit red, as a thick orange glow arises from across the lake in the direction of Castle Ravenloft and the village of Barovia, where several days ago, when the party first arrived, Strahd made an ultimatum. And now, I ask you, dear players, what do you do on the shores of Lake Zarovich, having been ejected from the mage's magical mansion? You see this ominous red glow coming from the direction of Barovia. What do you do?
Is the mage here?
The mage is there. Yes, he is here.
Oh, nothing to add to that. I
He
was wondering
appears
if
to
he came
be.
with us.
He appears to just be staring up into the sky with an abject look of horror on his face.
Suppose hiding wouldn't particularly help right now.
Do you lot know anything about this? I'm going to assume yes, given that you seem to have been very busy in your time here.
This is not good. We had a time limit.
Yeah. Not that we were ever going to deliver Tatiana Arena to him anyway, but yeah, it seems time's up.
Ismark nods, and that doesn't change. We're still not giving Irina up to that creature. No matter what he's done, all we can do now is try and destroy him. We need to continue what we started. I know that we needed this night of rest, but it's time. This mage, this wizard, I don't know if he's going to be much help to us now. We have to. He's lost something, but do we even know where to begin to look? Do we know what he's missing? Do we even know that he can help? He's powerful, yes, but that might not help us find the things that Madame Eva was meant for us to find, or that might not. He's already faced Strahd once and failed.
It's hard to trust someone that is fully mad. But I see a glimmer of hope with him. If we could find the thing he is searching for. Problem is, we just don't have the time to do it right now.
He might be able to give us more information about Ava. It seems that it could be something that he knows about.
It could.
Maybe. I don't know. He doesn't seem to. He's not from Barovia. He's not Vistana. How much can this mage know? Unless you do you think that he has a way to contact the dead? I do not know much of magic myself.
Powerful. He's whatever he tried to do to Xeros was extremely powerful. Obviously, he shrugged it off, but from all of the other magic that we saw from him, it seems like it could be an option. I wouldn't rule anything out.
I'm trying to remember. Did
Yes.
he mention Madame Ava in that when he directed and asked us why we're all here?
He didn't seem to, not in any substantial way. You got the impression that maybe he had heard of her, but didn't seem to really have any sort of connection with her or anything like that. You mentioned like Madame Ava's readings, and he sort of was like, "What's that? I don't really know what you're talking about."
Okay.
Is the impression you got. As you guys are having this conversation from the direction of Barovia, this gust of wind, intensely strong. Can you all make strength saving throws for me?
Oh.
I do not have Roll20 open.
No, you don't need to do it in Roll20. You can use a physical dice.
Yeah. I rolled an actual 1!
Oh,
Classic.
no. Well, I got a
boy.
17.
17 for Zeros. That's
Yeah.
what, a total of 2, Ziki?
Yeah, that is, yep.
Yep.
10 in total. I rolled 6.
10. And then Jesper. So Dog's Body, Ziki, and Rose. I forgot to roll for Ismark and Irina. Ismark as well. Irina as well. And the Mad Mage, however, does not. The 4 of you who failed, you are blown back, knocked prone. You don't take any significant damage, but this wind that rushes from the direction of Barovia, it's like a sudden burst of storm wind, like a sudden burst of a gale or a hurricane. It lasts just for a moment. Trees are almost pulled out of by their roots. You see the lake, a giant surging wave crests over the lake, smashing into the shores on the western side. You see pieces of debris kind of being thrown through the air as this intense, powerful wind just rushes through the trees and sends several of you flying to to the floor. Hold on.
I think Zeke will just like look up at Zeros just with horror, just with fear in her eyes.
Yeah, and then it goes incredibly still, as in there is no wind afterwards.
We need to move.
What the
Get up.
bloody hell did you guys do? What is happening? What is going on?
There's no time. Come on. We need to go.
It is Strahd. Yes, you must leave. I am not safe here.
Where?
He will be coming. Wherever. Find refuge, run wherever you can, hide.
If we are to find the thing you've lost, where will we find you?
I will be here. I have no plans to leave. I will remain in the shadow of the mountains, but I cannot remain in this place. If he has an eye upon you, then he knows where you are. Be wary. Strahd's eyes can pierce buildings, pierce clouds, pierce darkness. As long as you are with that one, and he points at Irina, he will know. Now I must leave. And he swishes up his cape and his robe, his tattered cape, and he turns invisible.
Right. Where can we go where he will not, at least, pursue us for now?
Where were we? Where were we near? Where were we? So we were going to find the Mad Mage.
Yes, you are. Well, I can tell you where you
Valaki.
currently are. I can even show you where you currently are on the map. You are
That'd be
currently
useful.
north of Lake Zarovich, which is north of Valaki.
Okay.
You're almost dead. You're on the other side of the lake from Valaki. This is Valaki here. And you are on the other side of the lake.
Okay. So, like, direct opposite. But it's a lake. It's a dang lake.
And where did we hear that the? I know in other places we talked about was the Amber Temple. Did we?
That's in the Balnock Mountains.
In the Mound
Zeke might have
Ponds?
more information. The places that you talked about, there is a tower that Dog's Body knew, a kind of tower that seemed to have some sort of magical ward on it that prevented him getting inside. There is also Kresik, which is far to the west. It's on the western side of Barovia, that Dog's Body also mentioned. Something about an abbot living there as well. Irina's mentioned the abbot a few times as well.
They're pretty anti-Strahd there.
That was the impression, yeah. You've gotten the impression recently they have become excessively anti-Strahd, for sure. What are you guys doing? Ismark and Irina look in your direction.
Where do you think would be safest against him? I mean, the last town we went to, we didn't fare very well. I'm not sure if they're against him, then fine, but we still do seem like a bit of an odd bunch. They might not take us in.
No. That could happen. Irina. Tatiana.
Yes, sorry. Yes, it's sometimes I forget that is the name that you know me by. Yes.
You are aware that Strahd is pursuing you personally since your awakening.
He has pursued me for centuries, yes, but many lives. He thinks that I am his, that he owns me, or that I am betrothed to him, when I'm not. I was to wed Sergei, his brother. He is obsessed with me. If perhaps it is better if I...
Than when we first met you and Strahd was pursuing you. Is there anything you can reach back?
You must remember, yes, but my memories are scattered over centuries old. I was not even aware much of my other lives. The soul of my soul, Tatiana's soul, has hidden amongst these women for generations, but my memories of those times are scattered. My clearest memories of a time before Strahd became what he is now, and then the memories of Irina, her growing up in Barovia, Ismark. The others are muddled, confused. I'm not sure which one came before the others. It is difficult to tell.
It is fine. We need to go somewhere where he is weak. The Mad Mage, he mentioned running water. If we can go maybe behind a waterfall, amongst it, I don't know, where he physically cannot get through.
I do not know of such a place. Caves behind waterfalls. There are lakes, but he can just skirt the lakes. It is difficult. I'm sorry. I don't have much knowledge. I'm no vampire hunter. I was a singer. As you guys are talking, Zeros, you feel the blade at your back growing warm, growing hot, and then reaching into your mind, the soothing but yet sometimes grating voice that accompanies your new lord and master. Asmodeus speaks into your mind. Ah, my warrior. I have sensed that Strahd's machine is nearing completion. You are running out of time.
We've yet to locate the soul of Strahd.
I am aware. You must hurry.
Do you know if he's after us right now? Is he attacking?
My knowledge of Barovia is shrouded, enough that I can sense things. I know that he is angry, that he has called upon my power, that he has summoned many devils to his court. But I do not know where he is now. The mists Even I struggle to peer through them sometimes. Luckily for you, we are connected. We are bound by the weapon. I would suggest you find someone who knows more of Strahd than you and your allies. Remember, if you ever need to speak to the one that I have here, I can arrange that.
It's useful information.
Hurry. You are running out of time. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you or Ziki. And then the blade cools and goes quiet.
Wherever we go, we need to move now.
Agreed. Let's head south. Maybe towards that village. Krezik, was it? Their anti-Strahd.
Krezik is more western. We can start making our way around the lake, back through the woods. That tower that Dog's Body mentioned, that's the closest. Krezik is still hours away from there. And this mountain, this Amber Temple, I don't know where it is, but these mountains, well, we'd have to cross all the way into southern Barovia to find the other mountains. Mount Gakis is the only other mountain I know of. But the tower is close by. That's not too far from Argenvostold. We could head there, or we can just push on to Krezik. If we can't get into this tower, I fear that we will be out in the open if we cannot solve its mystery.
We can try.
I say we try, yes.
All
it is on the way, and
yes,
things have
we'll
taken
cut through the woods. Rose, you and me move up front. Jesper, keep an eye on Irina for us. Keep an eye out, especially for wolves and bats. Strahd uses them as his spies. Let's move. And with that, he kind of pulls his weapons out and begins making headway.
It's dark, right?
It is, yeah. This is like nightfall. Again, it's that kind of thing of the way you guys keep resting is like you'll do a bunch of adventuring in the nighttime. It gets to morning. You're like, yay, morning's here. Travel a bit. Sleep time now. Wake up. Oh no, nighttime.
It's just the way it's landed. It's just kind of landed
it's
bad.
just unfortunate. You guys haven't been able to stay in a place for long enough to kind of reset the cycle.
Cinematically, as you're saying, like, you stay with Irina, he's gonna like summon the sun sword and just ready himself and just create the light around everybody.
Yeah, that light is a blessed... it breaks away the shadows. These twisting shadows of the trees that you're stood amongst, they do take on a kind of nefarious, dark intent, almost like grasping hands from the grave reaching towards you. But as soon as the sword is lit, it's like the hands are yanked away, pulled away by a moment of hope and light that surrounds Jesper now, as he does so.
We may draw attention, but sunlight is a good deterrent as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys begin making your way through the woods, and after about an hour, you ford a small river, and you are making your way towards the tower. That is when the unearthly shriek pierces the air. It echoes across the land like the wind that blew just a few hours before. This shriek echoes. It is a mixture of men and women and children all muddled together, a cacophony of pain and suffering. And then the clouds overhead at night, they begin to form the shape of a face, angled features and long hair of a proud and noble but very, very angry man. 3 days I gave Barovia to return my Tatiana. 3 days! They squandered it in fear, with pleas of mercy instead of doing my bidding. Now the village of Barovia has learned the lesson of defiance. These are my lands. You are nothing but vermin, feeding off of my scraps, scurrying beneath my feet. Tonight, I send a plague upon these lands. I send you annihilation upon flaming hooves, and until my Tatiana is back, until every man, woman, and child of Barovia is brought before my castle gates, I will not relent. You outsiders think you can challenge me, that an old sword will keep you safe. I have not yet begun to show my power. And the clouds seem to stretch and elongate, and a darkness falls, even darker than the night was before.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Will someone please tell me what the hell it is you guys did? Because I have never seen the devil that angry. What has he done?
That's the thing, Dog's Body. Honestly, they've not... He was after Irina. He's always been after Irina. Since she became a young woman, he has been obsessed with her. We defied him many times before. He would try to break into Irina's room, to bite her, to drink her blood. Me and our father would stop him. And then these companions came. They helped. But there's something about him. I've never seen the devil like this. In all my days as a boy, he's been a loner, a figure that haunted his castle like a phantom, occasionally stealing out to drain a woman's or young man's blood, to harass the people of Barovia, but not like this. It is like he's gone mad.
And it's just a coincidence that it's when the latest band of adventures rock up.
I mean, I don't know. I've not known any other travelers to have come to Barovia before. The fact that you and your order had arrived, I'd never heard of it. Jesper perhaps knows more. Madame Ava spoke of others that had come, that had been called. Strahd mentioned other adventurers, but that's not something I am aware of.
Yes,
Am I?
it is true. More adventurers have been here before, and all have failed. Through generations.
Then I guess you lot must be doing something right, because if my understanding is correct and those screams on the winds, he's just destroyed an entire village.
This whole place is destroyed by him. It needs to end.
It's not like those souls have anywhere they can go. They're still trapped here. Only to be reborn.
This
As
will
you guys
keep
are making
happening
your way.
until we find a way to undo it. Madame Ava knew us. As soon as she saw us, she knew us. Jesper knew us. Like we were meant to be here, and we still don't fully know what we're doing, but we've got to try.
You do. Let's have my good friend Tom Hazel roll a d20 for me, please.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
As you are traveling through the woods.
How's a 15 sound?
15 is wonderful, Tom Hazel. Can you also roll a d12 and a d8 for me, please?
A 10 on a d12 and a 6 on a d8. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. Can you roll 3d6 for me?
Yeah.
3d6. Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, the higher you roll it, the worse it is.
I'm a high roller. 12 on 3d6.
12!
Good.
Yeah. That good? Did I do good?
Cool.
Yeah, this will be fun.
I legit have
We
no
should
idea what I'm
have
rolling. by the way.
we should have let re-roll for it.
nah.
Reroll. Reroll.
Okay.
You reroll.
As you guys are making your way through the woods, Ismark and Rose leading the way. Ismark seems to know the direction of the tower, and Rose, you're helping Ismark not get off track. You're keeping an eye out on the woods, and you are the first one, Rose, to spot this. You suddenly become aware that ahead of you, between you and the tower, and stretching round, you can see... It almost looks like soldiers coming through the kind of mist-shrouded woods, lurching towards you. You see 5, then you look further down, 7, no, 9, no, more humanoids moving towards you in the night. What do you do?
I will quietly alert the rest of the guys to it.
They are moving
Can I
closer to
see?
you.
Can we? We're not in the woods at the moment, are we?
You
we
are. Yeah,
skirting?
you are currently
We are
thick
in the woods.
deep in the woods. Mm-hmm.
And they're coming towards us within the
I mean,
woods.
you've basically, unknowingly, you seem to have almost not stumbled into them because you're well trained in the woods. The way that Ismark was leading you has led you into them. They haven't spotted you yet. You maybe have a moment to deal with them. But there's maybe 12 of them. You can kind of see them. They seem to be in a kind of staggered
Thanks,
line,
Tom.
moving their way through the woods. Okay.
On you, buddy.
I will
I'm not on your
alert
team, remember?
everyone to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, they
And
keep
then-
moving closer. They're maybe within sort of like 40 feet, but they still haven't seemingly spotted you yet. Can everyone make a perception check for me?
Yes. 5.
Oh.
Why didn't I roll that?
7.
14.
14 for Ziki? Okay.
Yeah.
16.
In fact, actually, I need to remember Ziki would know anyway.
19.
19. Dog's Body?
16.
16. So Dog's Body, Rose, and Ziki. Dog's Body and Rose, you see these things. You kind of get a better look at them than the rest. You can see that the way they move is very strange. There is a kind of stumbling gait to these soldiers. One of them appears to be dragging its leg. They lurch in an awkward manner towards you. Ziki, you become aware that there is an undead presence here. There is, you can see the shapes and you're almost certain that they are undead. You can feel it from them. This connection you have with death leaks into you.
Ooh. I'll tell that to everyone. I'll just say, they're from the mists. They're undead.
They are going to walk into where you guys are. So unless you want to try and hide and avoid them, it's going to be a roll initiative. But if you want to try and act like to try and hide somewhere, you can do that.
Yep, I would have dismissed the sun sword at the idea.
Yeah, it looks like that they
bad
were
stuff
being
in
led
there.
to the light. Like the light was what was drawing them. So as soon as you diminish it, they're like, whoosh, and they start looking around. But they are so close. One false step, and they're gonna know where you guys are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and lay low as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah, hide
Yeah.
from them.
Okay, stealth checks all around, including
Can I
Xeros.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace on us
That would
before-
be your action instead of hiding, Rose.
Oh,
Because it's like
Right,
you'd
I
have
will
to
do that
gesture and like cast a spell on everybody and then hide. So don't forget you have disadvantage, Xeros, because you're wearing heavy armor.
Damn. I could have had a 6.
Oh boy.
But no, I've got 3.
Ismark isn't helping either, by the way.
No.
I only got 9.
9 for Rose, 3 for Xeros.
Man, I'm rolling some real
Natural 20.
DM rolls today, aren't I?
Oh, natural. So, well, no, this is a group check, so hang on. So we've got a failure for Rose, a
Duality
failure
of
for
Tim's
Xeros,
dice.
success
Oh,
by
15.
Dog's Body.
So 24 in total.
Yeah, I mean, you roll it. Yeah, it was very high. What was that, Ziki?
15.
15. Okay, so that's another success. Jesper?
I got a 13,
13.
but plus 10 is
yes,
23.
Yep, that's still going to be enough. That's all of you guys. Ismark failed, so it's even. And then Irina is the deal breaker, who was actually a success. So over half of you succeed. So these creatures, very clearly zombies, a pack of 12 of them, are scouring through the woods. You can see they occasionally raise an arm, hack through a bunch of like weeds or bushes, kind of stumble through it, and they are clearly searching for something. They just kind of are fanning out in a staggered line, spread out over sort of 60, 70 feet in a line, 5 feet between them, just kind of moving through the trees in the woods.
So
They have not spotted you. Yeah, you guys just hold your breath. Okay. After you maybe wait 30 minutes, it's hard to tell, 20, 30, 40 minutes, they are further enough that they've moved through the area and just gone off into the distance, and they're far enough away that you think you can move without them realizing you're there, as long as you don't have any large light sources or noises to alert them.
Sun sword.
How like fresh do they look? Do they look like they're like fresh undead, or were they like dead for a long time undead?
Crusty.
I think they look more on the crusty side. They look like
Okay.
old soldiers. Maybe like Valaki guards, maybe. You kind of recognized similar armor and like helmets to what Valaki was wearing. But they're quite old. They're probably, a good maybe several months or so old. Probably Valaki guards.
Crusty boys.
Crusty jugglers.
Excellent.
Yeah, you guys avoid. You manage to hide from them long enough that you can move on. 5, 10. We need Tom Hazel. No, let's have Kim Richards. Roll a d20 for me,
Hello.
please.
Ruh-roh.
D20. Okay.
These random
13.
encounters, son. 13. Okay. After, see, that's about 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours. Ismark leads you to the edges of another lake, a smaller lake. What makes this one slightly different is near the, not quite in the middle, but out in the lake, there is a small island connected by an inlet of land, upon which is a large tower. And I now have to bring up the tower.
Is this the one that
Tower?
Dog's Body
Get your tower up.
tried to get into?
Yeah, Dog's Body, this is the same one. So, you come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the lake, the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon splattered with mud.
Yeah, this is where stop number 2 on Dog's Body's Guide to Barovia. There's a weird thing on the door, made me feel a bit fizzy. So just be careful. Fizzy door.
What do you mean, fizzy? Electric? Lightning?
I tried to touch it, I got near it, and my hand started feeling a bit like, oh, no. And I just decided not to. Because things around here have a habit of blowing your hand off, and I quite like my hand.
I detect magic? On
So
the
as
door?
you try and conjure a spell, Jesper,
Yeah.
nothing happens.
Does it use the spell slot?
It does.
Huh. There's something here. Taking
It's
away
like
my
stopping
power.
magic.
Some sort of defense.
Awkward.
But yeah,
Okay.
let's. Is there a map? Yeah, there is. Thank you, Chris Trott. I have to slowly slide you over.
A whole new map.
Slide into my roll 20.
Tower.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to put this... we don't necessarily need to use this. You guys can, like, approach the tower. You don't need to wait for me. If you've got any questions, let me know. But if you do, this might just be useful for, like, getting an idea of what it looks like and stuff, so...
You say, Dog's Buddy, you saw someone screaming. Was it not the
No,
Madge?
that was the crazy dude in the lake. We've
didn't
ticked
see them
that
at-
site off.
You didn't see them at this tower.
No. What?
Yes?
No, that was
This-
at the other thing.
No, you didn't see
this
anybody
is-
at this tower.
No. This is where I came to try and get out of the cold and the wet. It was raining, and then I ended up going to Argenvost Hole. But because
The fizzy
I
door
just wasn't
kinda
feeling
would've
too
scared you off.
confident. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too confident about the fizzy door. Yeah.
Understood.
Is there another
But
way in?
now I'm
Perhaps a
double
window?
worried. Well, I'm double worried about the fact that a magic caster cannot cast magic.
Although, does that mean that others coming in might not be able to find us?
If
Which
there
could
is...
be beneficial.
If it's something which is preventing magic as a whole, then yes. If it is just something that is preventing people being able to cast spells in the area, maybe not. How much does Rose know about magic? Do you want to make an Arcana check?
Probably not. Sure, why not?
I mean, you're not proficient, so you won't have a full understanding of this, but you can get a vague idea.
13.
13. I mean, you've definitely heard of, certainly in, like, big cities in, like, Neverwinter and Waterdeep, there are occasionally places which are warded against other people being able to cast spells. If it's... it might be like that, where, yeah, it's basically like an area where magic just doesn't work, unless somebody dispels the big spell that prevents magic working. But yeah, in theory. And yeah, you see this tower, you see that it only really has one entrance. There is a scaffolding around the side, and then there is this bright wagon. It's very pretty. It looks like a Vistani wagon, but a little bit prettier, a little bit more well cared for. It has a little lantern out the front where the horses would be. No horses, just the wagon. And yeah, it's very pretty. I might even have a little handout for it, maybe.
Oh.
Did you check this cart before you left?
Mark, was the cart there before I left?
The cart was not there. Okay, you can't see the
no,
inside, but
That was not
there
there.
you go.
When that was not there because if it was, I would have maybe tried to sleep in it, but no, I got wet instead, very wet.
Oh, that's very cute.
Just imagine a cute wagon.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's definitely big enough for somebody to live in it. You know, it's kind of yes, like a single bed could probably occupy it, and enough stuff. You know, storage for stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
If this was here when I was last here, I definitely would have tried to sleep in that. Look, it looks so comfortable. Oh my gosh.
We should inspect it then.
Yeah, if you inspect it, under layers, there is some mud around the sort of base of it. There is a fresh coat of purple paint. Its wheels have fancy gold trim. A brass lantern hangs from each corner, and red drapes cover a tombstone-shaped window on each side. A steel padlock secures the back door, hanging from which is a cheap sign that says, "Keep out."
Is there any light on the inside, or no?
There does not appear to be any light on the inside. No light peeking through the windows or anything like that.
The padlock's on the outside.
Yeah, it's like a kind of big steel padlock, like, you know, you would get on like the front of a, you know, door or chest, like an old school padlock. And it's on the outside of the door, yeah.
Okay. I mean, Weird way to lock it if there's someone inside.
Does anyone want
What
to
would you guys like to do?
the fizzy door? Would someone?
You can
anyone?
check out the tower. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, anyone want to touch the fizzy door?
You guys are kind
No?
of...
I don't want to touch it, but I'll have a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, the tower door is just ahead, Ziki. You can see it looming up. You can see that the tower door is made of iron with no visible handles or hinges. In the middle of the door is a large embossed symbol with a connected series of lines with 8 stick figures set around it. Carved into the lintel above the door is a word, Kazan. And this is what the tower looks like. The door, sorry.
Kazan.
Kazan.
Oh.
Kazan.
Kazan.
Interesting.
You should be able to click on it and it should zoom. Yeah, there you go.
Creepy.
What is that
Yep.
weird symbol?
Everyone's now
Oh,
just
weird
examining
magic.
stuff. Chris Trott,
Real magic,
thank you for
Zeke.
being a very good player, because I know you know the solution to this, so I unfortunately did not have time to change it for you.
No worries.
It's asking us to do a cool little dance.
Dance? Oh, okay.
So yeah, what's
Dog's
everyone
Body
doing?
tries to dance. Dog's Body tries to interpretive dance the stick figures.
What do you mean? How are you doing that? What do you mean? Are you going to go
you
around
see
like...
the little stick figures?
Yeah?
I'm just going to start at the one at 12 o'clock. Like that.
So you start the one at 12
Like
o'clock.
that, and
Yep.
that, and then
Okay.
12.
up. And then again. And then straight. And then down. And then up.
So hang
Yeah.
on, you start the one at 12 o'clock position.
At 12
Then
o'clock.
which one do you do?
and then work
Do the dance.
my way-
Do the shapes for me, Kim. Do them. Do them in
Okay.
person. So you do it in order. In the order that you do it. You're doing...
So, hang on. Why do you start at 12?
Why do you start there? There's 2 lines.
It's right at the
that-
top.
Well,
Because it's
I'm
right.
going to pause
No,
you
but
for a
Dog's
there's a
Body
second
line
there.
isn't very
through
smart.
that goes through.
I'm going to pause you for a second there.
He? He's just doing it at 12, and then going to 1, and then 3, and then...
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to
What
stop
symbol in
you
the
right
middle,
there,
huh?
Kim, because as Dog's Body starts doing this dance, starting with this, and then doing like this, and like doing all the orders in the tutorial you described, you hear a crackle in the air nearby.
Oh no! Fizzy!
Something appears.
Uh-oh.
In the air,
Oh,
popping out of existence,
hello.
a blue scaled dragon crackles
okay.
to life and bellows the words wrong. And we are going to roll initiative.
Oh,
I had to check for a second there. I was like, oh, does this thing attack them? Yes, it does. Okay then.
Oh.
Like a dragon.
Sorry, gang.
Dude, listen,
don't think
blame,
they're
actually
blame whoever made this
dancing.
module.
So this is now. I think this
Can't
means now that Tom
believe.
and Kim have both put a dragon on the party at some point in our D&D
I
lives.
cannot believe that dancing
And
would
that's
do
okay.
this.
I was
Come
joking. I was joking
Almost
when
like
I said
there's.
that.
It's almost like you have to do the dance in a certain order.
In the
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't even know that
There's a-
dancing was a thing.
Why'd you start at
I
12?
think it was dancing.
Well,
I was
let's roll
being
initiative, everybody.
lovable. I was being lovable and irreverent.
Oh, I need to put this
Okay.
arena on the board.
And now I'm just
It's
dead.
just a blue dragon.
It's
Blue
just
dragon,
fine.
blue
I don't
eyes,
know,
white
It's not
dragon.
the biggest. It's not the biggest dragon you've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
We've seen dragons.
Oh, well, you've heard
Apart
of
from
dragons.
Augenverstold.
Where is it? Where's my face?
I'm unbelievable.
Right. Ziki, initiative, please.
18.
18 total. Nice. Jesper?
14.
14. Rose?
17.
Oh, 17. Zeros. Very good initiatives.
8.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, buddy.
Arena is at 14.
Yeah.
No, 15, sorry. Dog's Body.
8.
8 as well. What's your dex, Dog's Body, versus Xeros's? I'll bump you up one.
My dex is salty. I have a salty dex. I have 12, so +1 dex. I'm so salty.
Oh, I have
right
7.
Now. Can't believe.
So
Okay, so Dog's Body's faster.
Yeah,
ever
way
so
faster.
slightly.
Let me dance.
Right, well, Ziki Mistan, who is stood at the door.
Hello.
Technically, Dog's Body would be next to you. Perfect. Yep, you've mentioned that. The rest of you are checking out the wagon. What would you like to do as this dragon bellows this word, like, wrong? And its wings fold out and lightning begins to crackle in its mouth. And it's going to attack. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast Bless at level 1 and then run behind the wagon, please.
Who are you casting Blessed on?
Dog's Body. Who are my targets? I got 1 additional target. So I've got 3. Dog's Body, Jesper, and Rose.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you need to see the targets and you can't currently see Xeros. So, okay, Dog's Body,
No.
Jesper, Rose. You have Bless. And then, can you move yourself, Ziki? You should be able
20.
to. So just position
Yeah,
yourself
I'm
as
going
you
back
need
there.
to.
Away!
1 square is 5 feet. So you rush behind the wagon. Perfect. Rose.
I am going to also run behind round to here at the wagon, and I'm going to ready an action if it attacks to shoot it, please. But I would like to say to everyone, if we figure out the puzzle, do you think it will go? I don't know.
Maybe. Right. Anything else from Rose?
Nah.
Okay. I need to... Sorry, I'm a little bit disorganized today. Curse of Strahd campaign. Irina. There we go.
So did Bless work then?
No. In fact, very good point. Thank you, Tom Hazel. I am very out of it today. When you cast a spell,
You're
Ziki,
welcome.
it doesn't work. Just like when Jesper tried to cast a spell, it didn't function. I thank you, Tom. No, very, very
Good
well
shout.
done. It doesn't apply. Yep.
Oh,
So yeah, it doesn't work. The
Uh-oh.
spell doesn't work.
I cannot do anything now. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh
I mean, 90% of the spells you cast fail in some way anyway. Like, oh no.
It's true.
Wow.
That also massively helps because
Jesus.
Irina was about to cast a spell as well, which I'm like, oh, yep, she would see that both of these spells have failed.
How big is this field?
She will speak out. She will call out to Jesper. No, to Dog's Body. Dog's Body, you summoned this thing. Do something. I'm sure you can figure it out. And she will bardic inspiration you. I'm not going to come up with a.
I was just
She starts singing.
dancing.
She starts singing a lovely song. There you go. Bardic inspiration on Dog's Body. Bonus action. For her action, she will take the dodge action and she will join the Zeke and Rose behind the wagon.
Wagon squad. Wagon
Dragon squad. Jesper.
Jesper will use his bonus action to draw his sun sword, and he will hold his action, kind of backing up. Oh god.
Are you moving the map?
I think so.
Earthquake!
I'll
You might be
back
on the
up
wrong
towards the
level.
wagon.
Yeah, you might be on the wrong level there. You should be on the token layer.
Layer level, yeah, taken layer.
So weird.
Anyway, I'm going to back up towards Xeros, the wagon, just kind of drawing the sun sword, looking at the dragon, and I'll hold my action. If it comes anywhere near Ismark, I will do my attack on it.
Okay. Sure. Okay then. Dog's Body.
I will. I am so salty right now. I cannot believe that busting out, being an adorable little pup, busting out a little dance move has got me into this shit.
No
Having
more
listened to
joy. That's what
Tatiana-
Mark says.
Having listened to Tatiana, can Dog's Body hurriedly he's just looking around like, what? And then look at the thing again. Can I start dancing again? But this time starting with, okay, it's going to be a 50-50 chance, but can I start
Right,
with
just
the
give me 1
gesture that's
second.
at-
Yep, using an action to him. Yep, okay. Yep, go on. Which ones do you do?
Can I start? Okay, so it's going to be 50-50, right? Can I start at 11 o'clock? So the one that's like upright like that, with the
So you
arms
do that,
facing
yep.
up.
What's the next one you do?
You
do
one
the- you
that's
do the
down
arm
at
positions.
6 o'clock. But I might be mirrored, so I don't know. Am I mirrored?
I think
Yeah,
she's
so-
mirrored, so it might be easier to do clock
one at
positions as we're looking
the one
at
at
it.
the
Yeah, no, that's
bottom,
fine.
6
I'll
o'clock.
take in. Okay, so you do that one.
So following the line down to 6 o'clock, and then following the line up to 12 o'clock, so arms outstretched.
Yep. Next one.
And then going to the one at, so what's that, 9? Arms down,
9 o'clock. Yep.
arms up, so
Yep.
that o'clock. Arms up and down again, so the one at 2
Cactoire.
o'clock.
Mhm.
And then the straight out again, and then back down. Oh, it's wrong, isn't it? It's wrong. That's his little wrong face. Is Bardic Inspiration going to help me?
Don't know. Do you want it to use it? What do you want to use it on? What are you doing?
I don't know.
What kind of roll are you making?
I don't like your
Performance.
face right now, and I don't like that you're taking ages to read it, because it's going to be wrong.
So you finish. Which one do you finish in? It's like arms down. It's like the finishing one.
Arms down, like that.
So Dog's Body's standing there as this dragon looms up behind. In fact, actually, no, the dragon
dead.
rears its wings up, and you can see that in its mouth, it's building up this bolt of lightning straight for the wagon where the three Zeke, Rose, and Irina are currently hiding behind, as if it's just going to blast through the wagon. And as Dog's Body kind of, you hear the dragon just turns to mist, and the doors open.
Oh god!
Nice work. She gets us into it, she gets us out of it.
Oh,
Well, as soon
this
as
is the
Kim
last
said,
time.
"Yeah, I'm going to do the little funny dance. I'll do this one, then I'll do this one," I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure.
well, in my
can't believe it
defense,
actually
Dog's
was a
Body
dance.
is... Yeah,
Mm.
I was going off of what
Yeah.
Tom was saying, just being like, this is going to be cute. This is going to be a cute moment,
Yeah.
everybody. Like, it's going to be a spell or something. And then, like, I would like to point out, though, in RP terms, Dog's Body is -1 wisdom, so he would literally
Yeah.
just be like, oh, shapes.
Okay.
Just going to throw some shapes.
Well-
yeah, it's fair. It's fair. He would have.
I'm happy to announce the door opens.
We beat the door, guys. We did it.
I'm just standing looking
get
at
shelter.
nothing with a sun sword, ready to attack the dragon that's no longer there. What?
I think I may
You
have
do
soiled
begin to hear
myself.
shuffling coming from the woods as the sun sword's illumination is like a beacon in the night.
Get in.
Yeah,
I'll
shuffle in.
move
I may have...
Let's go
into
in.
the door.
Yeah.
So everybody just
Like,
rushes
I may-
into the room, yeah? Okay, well, I'll describe
Yeah.
the room to you as you are all rushing into it, and then you can decide if you still want to shut the door. The flagstone floor. The flagstone
Yes, please,
floor
shut the
is
door.
strewn with debris, and a few old crates stand near the east wall. A torn curtain to the south partially obscures the tower vestibule. A 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor contains 4 pulleys attached to taut iron chains that stretch up through a similarly sized hole in the rotted wooden ceiling. Standing next to the chains are 4 tall, powerful clay statues. Do you all head inside the tower and shut the door?
These statues are better than Strahd.
That's true.
Dog's Body is not moving. He is like decidedly he's just standing still. He's not making eye contact with anything. Yeah. I'm not
Everyone
not
rushing
doing
inside?
anything.
I mean, as I go past Dog's Body, I'll like pat him on the shoulder. You won somehow. Follow us.
Okay. When
Thanks.
everybody enters, You see that on the back of the door there are handles that can push the door closed. Ismark does so, and you hear a loud click as the stones seem to interlock and it becomes solid once more. And you are now stood in a very small room with these 4 tall clay statues. And that is really it. Apart from this pulley, these pulleys and chains, and this, 5-foot kind of hole in the ceiling, that's all you can see.
What is this place?
I've done the first bit. You guys can do the rest.
Jesper's baffled by this and doesn't know anything.
I don't really care if you know about the elevator. It's fine. It's very clearly some sort of elevator.
Elevator?
Like goes up.
Yeah, there's like 4 chains that are connected around this 5-foot. It is like a 5-foot indentation. These creatures are all stood in front of these chains, and there is a exact same sized hole in the ceiling as the floor indentation, and these chains seem to link up.
It's an elevator. I'm really smart. I got that on my own.
How does it work?
Only one of you can go up at a time, though, because it's only 5 foot.
What kind of positions are the statues? Like, what kind of poses are they making? And
arms down by the
they?
side. Just arms down by the side, not doing anything.
Humanoid?
They're vaguely humanoid, but androgynous. Like, just shapeless humanoid forms, but that's really it. No features, no faces, just arms, muscles.
I have a closer look at them, see if there's any things like switches on them or anything, or buttons. Something like that.
You look around them. Are you touching them, or are you just kind of looking, walking around them,
sort of looking around, examining them?
You don't see any switches or anything like that. You don't see any kind of switches or levers or buttons. They don't even seem to have mouths. They're just faceless, nothing in their faces. They have heads but no features.
Well, who wants to try it first?
One of you should go up first, just in case there's something up there.
Well, I've got the sun sword. Oh.
Xeros goes in. Yeah, Xeros, as soon as you stand on that middle bit and you kind of think, I want to go up, the 4 statues, their arms suddenly to the chains, and they start... and you begin to rise up. How high do you want to go? You can see that there's at least 1, 2, 3 floors that you can go to above you.
I'll go for the first floor and just see what's on there, and slowly rise
the first
one
floor.
By one, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. So the first floor, the flagstone floor. Nope, that's what I'm reading. American floors. I always get confused. Dust and cobwebs fills this otherwise empty room, the wooden floor of which is badly rotted and partially collapsed. So up you go, Xeros.
If I step off the elevator, does it go down again?
Do you step off the elevator?
I mean, yeah, because I kind of want to bring everyone up floor by floor and just see what happens.
Okay. As soon as you step off, yes, the elevator goes down.
This floor is clear. We can get everyone up one by one.
Okay.
I don't like Trot's face, though.
Okay. Who's going up next?
That's a bit fucking harsh.
I mean, that's a weekly problem.
Yeah, you're right, sorry. I don't know why I just spurted that there.
God, I just don't like your face.
All of a sudden, after all this time, I hate his
it's
face.
funny looking, isn't it?
I'll go up next.
I just had to get it out there.
How much do you weigh, Xeros? You're like a big guy, right?
Okay, there's the reason. I mean, I'm a big dragonborn wearing heavy armor and a massive double
200
sword
pounds?
thing. Give or take.
Okay.
I don't
Who
know
goes
what
up
that's
next?
equal to.
Jesper. Right, perfect. Jesper, you make your way up to the first floor. Do you step off?
Yeah, opposite.
Okay. Opposite. As soon as you step opposite, you hear the... What was it I described it as? The badly rotted and partially collapsed floor of this room collapses beneath you. You both plummet 20 feet. Can you? Well, you're just going to take damage, I think. Do you want actually? You can make acrobatics checks. Acrobatics checks to reduce the damage.
Nice. -2,
It's
0.
land on me.
Wow.
Yeah, Jesper will land on you.
Yeah.
He was
Can I
opposite
catch him?
me.
Well, let's see how his acrobatics does.
Oh,
I land
Optics,
under
yeah.
the elevator.
natural 20, 27.
So
Yay.
Jesper
The
actually,
exact opposite.
Jesper falls. You're only going to take 3 bludgeoning damage. Jesper, you just kind of land a bit badly. You can see that you're going to land on Dog's body, so you kind of twist your body to kind of angle yourself so you don't accidentally, slap him in the face or kick him or anything. Zeros, you land badly, knocked prone. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you just slam into the ground, shoulder
Who do I
first.
land on?
Nothing. You just land on
Beneath you.
stone.
Imagine if I
As
landed on
defense-
Zeke, it's just insta-kill.
I was going to say,
It's likely.
Yeah.
I just spin around the sun sword as a
She's
defense.
down.
So
No, don't chop my head off.
Cool. Wow, 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 wow. Like a Jedi.
is everyone all right? Sorry, we should have. We
I
should
mean,
have really known
Jesper,
that.
Jesper, that floor was going to go in minutes or like moments. You just happened to come up at the wrong time. That floor was not going to hold Zeros's weight for any much longer.
Okay, that floor is very clear. I can try the second floor.
It doesn't exist anymore. So yeah.
Exactly.
Can we
Pretty clear.
take someone lighter,
Yeah.
perhaps?
Maybe Ziki should go up. She looks like the lightest
No,
of
she
all of
can't.
us.
I look
Okay,
at Ziki
okay,
as a dragonborn.
No, Ziki's quite thin. She's tall, but she's, especially since she's like come back,
So she's come back
gauntly
quite-
thin.
Yeah, but she's also,
Gaunt.
no offense to Ree, she's also very low AC, very low health Zeke.
Yeah.
Going up on her own.
High risk, high reward.
Are you going up, Ziki?
I mean,
I could.
Zero
Yeah. I
says
can go
no,
if
she
you
can't.
want.
You son of a
Ziki
bitch.
goes on.
Oh.
Do you go up all the way, or are you going to go to the 3rd floor, Ziki?
I will try the 3rd floor.
Okay. Time and the elements have all but destroyed this chamber, leaving a gash in the northwest wall and slimy black mildew on the walls. The wooden floor is completely rotted and has begun to fall away in places.
Not liking this floor. Not
Do you
liking
want to go up
this one.
again?
Yes, please. Let's go up one more,
Okay.
please.
So you travel up one more. Unlike the levels below, this room shows signs of recent habitations. And although the place reeks of mold and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cozy bed, a desk with matching chair, bright tapestries, an iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. Light enters through arrow slits, as well as through dirt-caked windows with broken shutters. Other features of the room include a standing suit of armor and a wooden chest. Old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower roof, which has somehow remained intact. Mounted to the rafters are pulleys, around which hang iron chains that support the elevator platform.
I guess I'll step off here and then I'll just shout down. Come all the way to the top. Don't go to the next floor. It looks pretty bad, but this one looks like there's someone living in it.
There's someone there?
There's no one here right now. I don't think.
Okay,
No, it doesn't
who
seem
wants
to
to
be.
go?
Sure. I'll go on.
Okay, Rose, you go all the way up to the top. You see the same thing.
Mhm.
A little cozy room. Yeah, you guys can all make your way up. There's nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you guys make all your
Okay.
way up to the top. Boop, 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 boop.
I'm stuck under Jesper.
Oh, sorry, hang on. I've put Ismark too close to Zeros. He wouldn't do that.
What?
Don't stand so.
Oh,
Close to
snake.
me. Yeah, you guys all make your way up to the top, and yeah, you find this cozy-looking room.
Neat.
There's no space for Dog's body. Let me
Oh,
in.
sorry, I forgot to bring Dog's body up. Yeah,
Everyone
you see
forgets
this
Dog's body.
exactly what I described before. Cozy bed, oven, suit of armor, desk with a chair, wooden chest, bed. What'd you guys do?
The elevator is loud, right? When we were doing it, when we were
It's
climbing
pretty
up.
loud. It's like squeaky, kind of like pulleys, like shake big rattly chains.
Yeah.
Who was here? Who's using this tower? It looks like
Maybe the
it's been
person
used.
whose wagon is outside.
The door
Maybe.
said Kazan on it. Maybe that's the person's name?
Kazan.
You say the word Kazan, Jesper?
Well, Ezekiel already said it.
Oh, that's true. Zeke said it. And Zeke is stood in the right place. Zeke, when you say the word Kazan, the armor...
Oh!
And it looks at you.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you Kazan?
Well, it's not doing anything bad, I guess.
No.
Quick, do the dance. Do the dance again.
I don't know how it goes. You were the one who was good at it. There was a lot of arm stuff, but I'd do it wrong.
I was pissing myself while I was doing it. I can't remember. It was
Maybe
up
if we both do it together,
then,
we might be able to channel the same
up and-
dance if we just
and up.
combo it.
and
You guys dance and nothing. The suit of armor just looks in Zeke's direction. I mean, obviously you can't. It's got like a thin slit in its helm that you assume are its eyes. It's just looking at Zeke.
I wave at it. Give it a little wave. No,
Does
doesn't wait. No.
What's everyone else doing? While Zeke is freaking out over the armor.
I'm freaking out.
Kinda. Jesper would be freaking out over the armor as well.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can all freak out over the armor
Yeah,
if you like.
we're probably all just looking at it.
Sure.
Maybe
It-
ask
it-
her to
it-
do
can I-
something?
Can I like walk up to it? Like
Yeah.
everyone's a bit away from it. I almost want to walk close to it and just see what it does.
Doesn't do anything. In fact, actually, you'd have to be next to it 'cause it's moved up to Zeke. I forgot
Can
it's on
I-
the...
Like wave in front of its face.
Yeah, you wave in front of its face. Doesn't do anything. Just looks in Zeke's direction.
See if it will do anything, Ziki. Seems to be.
Walk to the oven.
It walks to the oven. Irina has to move out the way. It doesn't. It literally will shove Rose and Irina out the way if they don't move. Like, it just begins moving them out the way. And as soon as there's no resistance, it just pushes past them. And it moves to the oven, turns around, looks in your direction.
Okay.
Zeke, tell it to dance.
Can you dance?
It just begins sort of twisting its like awkward body and like moving its arms up and down in this really like it's doing its best to do what it thinks a dance is.
Good idea. Good idea.
It doesn't
I like
stop.
this.
It doesn't stop dancing.
Oh, you can stop. You can stop.
Stops.
Does it have any weapons, or is it just armor?
It's just armor. Doesn't seem to have any
Okay.
weapons on it.
Cool.
Wow.
It's got these.
This is...
Fucking A and fucking B.
Destroy.
This is pretty neat, but it doesn't belong to us, and now it's just gonna. I'm worried that it's just gonna follow us around.
It's listening to you. It's following your orders.
Can I poke its helmet and see what it does?
Nothing.
Do you mind? I'm gonna like put my hands either side of its helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Ziki. All right, I'll pull off the helmet and see what's inside.
So, when you go to pull the helmet off, you feel resistance, like a creature's there, and it immediately grabs your hands and begins squeezing your wrists, and it's starting to really hurt.
Tell it to stand down or something.
Stand down, stand down.
Ooh, let's go.
It seems some sort of magic. It's listening
But magic
to you.
didn't work here. I don't understand how this thing can move, but our spells do not work.
Maybe whoever put this here also put in the defenses.
Maybe there are some clues as to who lives here, in this chest or something like that.
Yes, let's look around, everybody. Look for clues, anything.
Ziki, ask the armor to find who lives here.
Find the owner of this place.
Okay. It stands on the elevator. And it starts going down.
Oh, okay.
I think it's gonna leave, Ziki.
Okay,
I
tell
think
him
it
to
has
stop.
left.
Call it back.
You hear it get off the elevator.
Come back.
It starts coming back.
Okay.
But we could use this to get to the owner, if we wanted to.
Yes.
Let's hope the owner's not Strahd, though.
How long is it like this place has been left for? Like with the oven and stuff, is there still like warm coals, or is it like it's been left for a long time?
There's no warm coals. There's stacks of wood, so it looks like somebody could stay here for quite a while. There's only the one bed. There's no food. The only thing which really shows signs of any age is there's mold and mildew in the corners, which must have built up over some time. But it looks like maybe that's been here for a while, but things like the bed has clearly been slept in recently. The stove hasn't been used. But the bed's been slept in. You can see the chair, there's like scrape marks where the chair's been moved out of the way. It's been dusted, like there's no dust on anything.
Gotta look around the
Everything
room.
looks recent.
Yes, but as you look around the room, the only thing you can really notice, a thing that kind of strikes you as unusual, is there's a heavy lavender smell coming from the chest.
I'll inspect the chest further.
Yeah, hang on. Give me a second. Yeah, the chest does appear to be locked. Not too complicated. Kind of a simple lock, easily picked. But yeah, it's kind of wooden, and yeah, there's like a heavy scent of lavender coming from it.
I think I found something, and I'll try and... It's locked, though. Simple lock. I might be able to get into it unless one of you has more skills. Lock picking.
I could hit it with my picks.
Yeah, I mean, that's my
try.
lock picking as well.
I'll inspect the
try.
lock.
Yeah. Yeah, just, are you looking for like traps or anything? You can make an investigation check if you like.
I don't think I was actually looking for traps, to be honest. Yes,
Oh,
we
okay.
just kind of dove in because of the lavender smell, and
Yeah.
Nothing bad.
recklessly
Smells of
just
lavender.
physically looking at the lock before someone takes over to pick it.
Yeah, still make an investigation check. If you're looking at the lock, you're examining it enough to warrant a sort of investigation check.
18.
18. Yeah, you examine it. It doesn't look like there's anything unusual about it. It just looks like a pretty basic lock. Something that, somebody could try and pick lock, or somebody who is sufficiently strong enough could probably just rip it off, or like break it off with their weapon. It's just like a little padlock, really.
It seems regular. Go ahead. I'll stand back so that whoever can destroy it or unlock it.
That was Rose, right?
Well, I would be picking the lock. I wouldn't be just hitting the thing off. So,
I would be
depends
hitting
if-
the thing off.
Yeah, me
do
too.
you want to try that? You're probably stronger. I'm not particularly well versed.
How-
Just
How about
gonna
Xeros and I
try.
both just smash it to tiny pieces?
no.
If I put my sword
just
on
hit
it
the
and
lock.
you hit the top of my sword, like
Yeah.
a hammer and chisel.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hit it with my face. I mean, what?
Yeah, just give me a strength check, really. Whoever's going to break it open.
Tom, you or me?
Raw strength, D20 plus strength.
Just you do it.
You both go to hit the chest, but you hit each other instead.
You just... Yeah.
If you're
you just
helping each
don't
other, you
wanna
can make it with
get-
advantage.
You don't want to get blown up, do you, Tom? Like, this is it. You don't... You've seen what happened to Dog's Body in the door.
No,
You're
it-
just like, you do it, Dog's Body. I don't
That's
want
not
this
the
to
case
blow
at
up
all.
in my face.
It was Rose saying I'm going to lockpick it that is where I'm confused, and now you're saying you're going to hit it, and now everyone's saying, Tom, why aren't you doing it? What?
Well, Jesper saying that it could easily just be hit. You may as well just do that. It sounds like it'll be
Oh, there
quicker.
you go. 13. I hit it.
13? Yeah, it's enough, like, you feel the little brass lock snap, comes cleanly off a bit of the chest, and yeah, it's open.
Awesome. It took way too long.
It did take a long
Such
time.
falafel out of this.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm
but do you open the
scarred
chest?
by the door. The door summoned a dragon.
Okay. Whilst you are discussing this, yes, but you pop the chest open, and immediately there's like a visceral reaction as you look in, and you are looking at your own severed head. That looks, it has your face, your hair.
Oh.
The rest of you see a Vistani man's head, but it's not Jesper's. It looks like a young Vistani man's severed head. The stump has been wrapped in like a cloth and tightly bound with leather around the neck. Its mouth is open, its eyes are rolled back, but it looks very well preserved. Jesper, your own voice comes out of this thing's mouth. I failed her. She died because of me.
I back. You know when you classically fall onto your ass and start scrabbling away. Jesper
You
does
bump
that.
into the suit of armor. Like you just clunk next to it as it's just standing behind you, and you kind of have to scrabble around behind it.
No. What is this? Trickery.
When you look again, it's not your head. It's just a
I mean, as far as I
Vistani, but it's a
saw-
Vistani man's.
As far as I saw, he just saw a Vistani head, so I can understand the reaction even still.
Some sort of evil magic.
Why would someone keep
Strahd's
such a
done that to
thing?
me before. Strahd's made me see a body that looked odd.
It was my face.
That happened to you there?
Yes, it spoke. This place is messing with me.
As
Still,
Jesper
a
is,
head in a box.
yeah, very, very ominous. As you guys are, as Jesper is dealing with this, I think who's got the highest passive perception? I think it's Rose, right? Rose has got a high one.
It's 15.
PP for short.
PP?
Yeah.
What's everyone's
Who's got the
PP?
biggest PP?
Rose is 15. Rose has a PP of 15.
I have a tiny.
Anyone got higher?
9.
9.
Oh, yours
14.
PP's minuscule.
14 for Ziki.
All right.
As you guys are there, Ziki and
Nine?
Rose, you begin to hear, coming from outside the tower, probably rushing along the causeway towards the tower, you begin to hear the frantic galloping of hooves against stone. Like proper, somebody is sprinting a horse as fast as they can along the causeway. Then closely behind you can hear what sounds like howling wind, like rushing wind. And a very dark, like an inhalation, like a scream that inhales breath rather than expels it, like a two of them echoing behind the horse hooves.
The Nazgul are here.
There are little arrow slit windows in the tower, which is what you're hearing these through, these kind of like open arrow slit windows.
Can I look
What
through
do you guys
one
do?
of the
Um,
windows?
Yeah. Yes, but you are just still this dead Vistani. You don't recognize them.
You're a dead Vistani.
Maybe part of the camp. Maybe part of the camp near Vallaki, the one that you didn't know too well, the folks that live there. Not part of Madame Ava's lot, but maybe one of theirs. But yeah, doesn't seem too familiar. But yeah, Rose and Ziki, when you rush over to the windows, you glance down, and rushing along the causeway is a figure. They're cloaked and hooded. You can't see who they are or what they are. Riding a black stallion that is on the verge of collapse. This horse must have been running for hours without a rest. It's going to collapse and probably die the second it stops running.
Wow.
And at first you're kind of like, what are they running from? You can't see anything on the road chasing them. And then you look up, and descending from the sky, hooves flaming, are 2 black horses galloping through the air. They make no noise, but the flaming manes and flaming tails extend behind them. 2 dark steeds of flame rushing down towards the figure on horseback. And the riders on the back of these flaming dark stallions are unlike any creature you have ever seen. Dark, matted black robes, but their faces elongated, with a dark, gaping mouth, glowing green eyes, gnarled, wizened hands clutching the reins. One has a long spear made of jagged iron. The other has a barbed, flailing whip, both kind of like spinning them around, ready for battle, as they are trying to gain on this rider who is rushing towards the tower. What do you guys do?
Can we help them? Can we help them?
Help
I
who?
call to the group. There's
There's
the
a rider.
flaming horses.
There's a rider.
You can all now hear these hoof, marks against the stone causeway. The rider is going to be outside the tower in seconds. The 2 nightmarish riders from Flying the Sky will probably arrive at the same time.
We can let the rider in and close it behind them. We need to get to the bottom. At least one of us.
I'll go on the
Elevator?
Well, the lift. Is the elevator still here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It came back up with the armor. So you ride it down, it lowers down slowly. You hear somebody, you hear a horse whinnying outside. There is deep, heavy horse breaths that become slower and slower. You hear the sound of a large body slapping into wet mud, the collapse of the horse as it just buckles to the ground. The rider rolls in the mud, their cloak being caught under the hood, and they tear it free. Rose, as you are approaching the doors just open. And you see this figure holding a hand out, a symbol carved in blood on their palm. And when they bring it down, it is almost like looking at a twin, but with different... her hair is black and curly, her skin a little more tanned than you, but her face, her eyes, the lips, very, very similar. She kind of blinks for a second in almost disbelief, as she then rushes towards you. What do you do?
I will back up towards the wall. But I don't mean you any harm.
When she steps inside, she doesn't even respond. She grabs the doors and is bringing them to a close as one of these riders on the horse, the nightmare, flies down. It sticks its face into the door and looks towards you and the rider. Let me just get something up here. You can feel, Rose, even though you've backed away from this thing, its face, this horrid mossy cloak around its gangly form, but this elongated mouth, these dark, hollow, glowing eyes, as it sticks its face into the closing doors, it is like looking into the void of death itself. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, Rose? The other woman is kind of turning her gaze away as she goes to shut the doors.
12.
12.
Oh no.
You take 16 necrotic damage as you feel like your life force is being sucked out of you as you hear this. As it sucks in your life force, the woman calls out, "No!" and slams the doors and presses herself up against them and looks, "Are you all right? Are you alive?"
Yeah. What is that? Is it gonna come in? Can we keep it away?
I don't know. Why do you look like me? And she kind of sees you for the first time. And that is where we are going to end today's session. A little bit early, but I am going to end it there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Save
Why
myself
are
for
there
next week.
Dementors
Nice.
and someone who looks like Rose?
Yeah.
First they were
Esau.
Nazgul, now they're Dementors.
Nice.
It's like it's a Nazgul Dementor. Think of that, eh?
Very cool.
Don't want to. It's not nice.
Dement cool.
Yes. Yeah, so I think we're going to end it there. I know it's a bit early. We'll have a little chat and read out donos and stuff, but it's just, I'd like to start with a cool, epic thing next week.
Yeah, that's
strong start.
I mean,
Awesome.
a character from a pre-made campaign looking like a character that has been made for this campaign.
It's cool.
Okay, sure.
I like it. I like the
Mark's
time.
been doing things.
Yeah.
I've been doing things.
Machinations.
Machinations. Good game. I'm very pleased, Kim. I am very pleased you activated the door wrong. I am very pleased by that.
I'm very
I'm
pleased.
Chris
pleased
Trott
how it
again
turned
works.
Chris Trott, he knew. Chris Trott was there like, I know this
I
fucking
wasn't
tower.
even looking
I know
at
this
him.
door. No, you were just like,
It was
there's funny
literally-
symbols.
yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
It's just Tom said dance, and I was like, that
Yeah.
sounds like a fun, silly thing
Curse
to
of
do that
Strahd.
Doctor
It does,
would
doesn't
do.
it? Kim,
I thought
It's
that's
almost
the only
like
thing
the-
it won't be.
it's almost like the designers of D&D know that players would go, oh, I'm just going to do the silly dance. Da, 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 da. And then they're like, what if they do that, we'll make a dragon appear. And then the dragon will fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
We're going
Don't
to punish you
dance.
for
I-
having
you
any
are-
fun and joy in Valaki.
I rolled so bad for that dragon's initiative, and you all got a turn before it, because otherwise it was going to be like, lightning
Very
Brad.
lucky.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was expecting, I was expecting
Yeah.
to be a fried little boy.
Lucky. Very
before
lucky.
I got to dance.
Cool.
Ah,
Cool.
Very cool.
Tommy boy.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Let's go through the donations. Starting with, I'm refreshing really quick, and I'm trying to pad the time while I refresh because my internet.
Well, we
is
can
so
pad the time for you, mate.
slow.
Don't worry about that.
It's
I've
okay.
got
We can
Look,
talk about
um,
D&D Celebration this weekend.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
that first. I've got it loaded, but do that first.
Yeah, just a quick reminder, we will be doing D&D Celebration live at 4 p.m. this Sunday, not 5 p.m. like normal, and it will be on the twitch.tv/D&D. We'll host it on High Rollers. We'll see if we can get it hosted on Yogs, but we're going to be doing that, right? So that's on.
Yes.
For us, Kim is in a game on Saturday at 4 p.m. as well. You can watch Kim and a bunch of other very awesome ladies play D&D with Chris Hislop of Adventurers Wanted as the DM. You can check that on Saturday. Sunday at 4 p.m. is our game. And then if you stay up till midnight, you can watch another game with me, which is the Knights of Evening Star one-shot, which we pre-recorded yesterday. So you can check that out as well. What characters?
Yesterday-
It's a one shot, so there will be one shot characters for our D&D Celebration game.
Woo.
It's set in Icewind Dale, and if you like the movie Aliens or The Thing, you will like this adventure.
Hell yeah.
Bam. There you go.
Nice.
4 p.m. Sunday. High rollers. There you go. Chromium
Tom.
246. Oh, just, it's like doing a sponsored ad read where you have to say it again at the end, otherwise they get pissy. Chromium 246 with a donation at 3:23, so before Curse of Strahd, but I'm going to read it anyway.
Yeah.
Hope you all have a good day. Thank you, Chromium. The Cell. Hey, High Rollers. long-time watcher, first-time donator. Just wanted to spread the joy on my birthday. Happy birthday by giving one of my favorite groups of people.
Happy birthday.
Sorry, people. Favorite groups of people I watch and listen to have some money from my currently hemorrhaging bank account and be sure to spend it well. Well, thank you and happy birthday, but please don't spend too much if you
honestly
can't, or if you're not comfortable.
Yeah, if you're strapped for cash, but you can support us in so many ways by like promoting the stream, by telling friends to watch it, by linking it, by just clicking like, giving the podcast 5 votes, 5 upvotes.
What is that?
And if you do want to give us money,
fast?
why not buy merch or do something that you get something back in return? Why has he got a helmet on? I'm confused.
I was at the perfect angle
so
for
fast?
Right.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
There we go.
Yeah, I was at the perfect angle for that helmet to appear as well. Nightjar, lovely Nightjar. This is fine.
Lovely.
Coggers. There you go. Kim,
That's it.
Coggers again.
Nice.
Anon with a half hundo. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the
What's in the box?
7 heads, just like in the movie. Yeah.
Spoilers. Varys with a donation and no message, as usual. Thank you very much. Ravager 4. The party just out to have a good time, and then suddenly dragon. At least it didn't stick around. That would have been pretty bad, huh? At least we get to end on a rose twin. Mark, what are you up to? Good question. Good question. And that is all the donations. Kim, there is probably some gifted subs you are going to read out from Discord. Am I right or am I right?
We have bits from D Nicole 32 and gift subs from Nick.
Is that RuneScape?
That is a fucking RuneScape
Yeah.
hat. I was literally just, why is a RuneScape hat here? Please, Trot, that triggers me.
And gift subs from Nearchud and an anonymous gifter.
Thank you very much, both of you, for the gifted subs. That's
Go back to the
That's
other
it
screenshot.
from
Put
us.
the hat
yeah,
down.
go back to the other screen. I
Go
want
back
this
to the main
RuneScape hat to
screen.
go away. I'm getting too many flashbacks. Ugh. Anyway,
Flashback, you say? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. End the stream. Bye.
Great. Yeah, we're going to end the stream now. Thanks, everybody. Do come and check us out on Sunday. Don't forget to check out Chaos Twins on Tuesday. Are we going to have Chaos Twins back this Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, we need to figure out what we're going to do, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There. Okay. So, yes, we will. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Have a great Thursday. Lots of D&D coming up tonight. Another new episode of Critical Role. If you are in chat, say hi from us. Until then, take care. We love you. Look after yourselves. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.